Hey y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is my birthday, it's my 31st birthday, and this year I did something a little bit different than what I've done in the past, or really the past couple of years. Typically for my birthday, I will one, go on a trip, and two, I would have like some type of celebration with a big group of friends, and they'll come to my house and we'll kind of just celebrate for a brunch or time or for dinner or whatever it may be, and it's a great time. Even just, I might insert clips here from the past times, but this year I decided to do something a little different, which is actually do nothing. Which for some I'm sure came to a surprise, but I don't know, I think I got a bit in a mood of like, a lot is going on in life, and I know I am to celebrate my birthday, and I feel like in certain ways I have, but this year I was just like, I'm just not feeling it. I was not feeling kind of organizing something. I wasn't feeling like trying to gather people in my house. Not to say like anything against them. I just wasn't feeling it. Like I even considered like doing this progressive dinner that I actually talked about all year, but it came to time and trying to plan and all the things. I just was not feeling it. So, and I guess in that too, I could have like asked friends to plan and do that for me, but then it just kind of got later and later and getting closer and closer to time, and I didn't ask anyone, and I kind of came to the conclusion, I'm like, well, maybe I don't have to put so much pressure on myself to do anything, and so I'm just not gonna do nothing. So I didn't. Here we are, almost through the day, and I feel good about my decision. Yesterday, Saturday, the day before, I went to a coffee shop. I actually had to do a little bit of work and I got a coffee shop, decided I wanted to do a house project, and so went to IKEA, picked up the supplies, and me and my friend Tatiana came over, which look out for that vlog, what we did. Who knows when it's gonna come out, but you'll see when you see it. And later that night, me and Thea, it was really random. She's like, hey, you want to go to dinner? And I was like, yeah, let's go. And we went to a really nice dinner. And yeah, like that was like the ideal day for me, in all honesty. Like spending time at a coffee shop early that morning, doing a little stuff around the house, and then ending it with a nice dinner. So that was really nice. And then today, went to church. I was asked to speak on a panel today, a singleness panel, and that was really nice. After that, went to a coffee shop for a bit with Thea and Jada. Shout out to Jada, was there too. And now I'm back at home, and Jess, we decided to go to a movie, so we're gonna go to a movie tonight. So it's been super chill, like a super chill birthday, to just alleviate, I think for me, the pressure of like feeling like I have to put something together for it. And so all that being said, this vlog is a little different. Typically I'm taking you guys along with me to do something, but this one I wanted to do a little bit different, just to kind of reflect over the last, I guess technically 31 years of my life at this point, and just talk about like 31 things I've learned in my 31 life. Just kidding. I'm not going to go over 31 things because that would be a really long video. Instead, I just want to cover like 5 different things that I've kind of come to terms with, have learned about myself in the last 31 years. What are those 5 things? So thing 1, I would say, is I have come to learn that it's okay to be consistent in every parts of your life. So what I mean by that is I have prayed to be consistent and disciplined for the last, I don't know how many years. Like, cause it's something that I see in people, and I'm like, man, I just really want that. I want that. And what I've come to terms to is that it's okay that you're not consistent in this certain area. Now I will say that I think consistency comes when it comes. Like, I think for so long I've tried to force it, of like doing things that are just not me or just doesn't fit the mold of who I am. And I think by doing that, it doesn't create consistency. And I think I think part of it too is because I have a tendency of like, I'm going to go hard. So I do the extreme. I don't build myself up. I don't build myself up to what I'm trying to get to. And I don't put little things in place to be able to do that. So I've read this book called Atomic Habits. And there's another habit book I'm actually currently reading with my community group called The Common Rule book. And both of those books have been really helpful in just realizing like consistency comes after kind of building habits, but you have to build those habits before you can really be consistent in it. And so I'm just starting to learn that it's okay, like in the beginning, that I'm not consistent with whatever I'm trying to do. In the midst of trying to grow in consistency, how am I trying to build habits to help me grow in consistency versus just trying to be consistent in whatever I do? So I hope that makes sense. But that's one thing that I've definitely learned in the last couple of years. Thing number 2, I would say that one of the things I've definitely learned, especially this year, is I live more in the preparation stage than the execution stage. So what I mean by that is I'm a great planner. I've come up with amazing plans over the last however many years of my life, and I sit there, but I also get stuck there because I think like, well, it's not good enough. So I got to plan more for the planning, or I got to plan I have to plan everything out. And so I live in that for so long that I don't execute things. So even with here in vlogging, like, and even the idea of the consistency and the being in the preparation stage, it goes hand in hand for me, because I'm like, well, if I can't get a right plan, then I can't be consistent. And it's like, that's not true. It's also what's true is that sometimes you don't have to stick to the plan because life happens and things happen. And even with me vlogging, like, I haven't been consistent with it because most of it is like, well, I want to learn this, I want to do this, and I want to do all these different things before I can get to where I'm trying to do. And it's just like, no, you actually don't. Just post it. Just post. That's been the thing I've been trying to like cling to for the last couple of months, of like, just post. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna do what it's gonna do. At the end of the day, you enjoy editing and just learn as you go. Like, you don't have to stay in the planning stage of like, I need to get all these right and perfect before I post it, or whatever it may be. But it's also other areas of my life where I've constantly just lived in that preparation stage that has, I think, held me back a little bit from achieving some goals that I've wanted to do. And I know some of it wrapped up in that is probably fear, the fear of failure, which I think I'm learning more and more. I've learned that I do have that fear of failure, but just leaning more into it. My goal isn't to fail, but I think leaning more into learning to fail. And it's okay to fail. It's just, don't sit there. Don't stay there. Learn to get back up and continue on. So that's probably the second thing I've definitely learned in the last couple of months, or really this year. Honestly, I've learned about myself of like, I lived in this stage of like preparation and staying there and not moving past there. So all right, so the third thing is I've had to learn since becoming an adult, really, or really since purchasing my home, I've had to learn that I don't need permission to do whatever I want to do. I don't know. I think for so long I've lived in this space of like thinking, oh, I need permission to do this and I need permission to do that. And obviously as a child, like, you do from your parent, need permission. But I think as I get older, like, I always think I need someone to co-sign something for me to do something. And what I mean by that is like, I want to go on a trip and I want to go on a solo trip. And then I'm like, well, I need someone to kind of like push me towards that, or you know, convince me almost of it being a good idea. But it's just like having to learn that I don't need that kind of cosign or permission. Or I don't even know if permission is the right word, but ideally thinking like I constantly need the cosign to do something that I want to do. Now, I'm not saying that don't have friends who's going to encourage you to do something, and also have friends who are going to tell you like, hey, that's a little wild. Like, I'm not saying that, but I do think that I've had to learn that it's okay to make these decisions and being okay with what I want to do. And it's from things of like from a career to all the way to the point of I want to go on a solo trip. Like I think it's a wide range of things for me, but I've had to learn that I don't need permission, even from the things I eat or how, or I'm really into coffee, like me just pushing forward and going more into coffee. Hopefully more on that soon. And so I've had to learn, like, I don't constantly need these cosigns or like these permissions to do things. Like I can just do it at the end of the day. And again, it goes back to the preparation thing and also the consistency thing of like, it feels like it's all kind of tied in together. But learning that I don't have to live in that space of like, I can just do what I want to do at the end of the day. So yeah. So the fourth thing would be to not live in absolutes. So, and what I mean by that is my life, as I've lived 31 years at this point, I have come to realize that you grow and you change quite a bit. So when I say not to live in absolutes is that 25-year-old me probably would have said, I will never do this and I'll never do that, or I will definitely do this or I'll definitely do that. And what I've come to realize is that I can't live in that space anymore because I legit don't know what the future holds. So what I may have said when I was younger, maybe at 18, I thought when I left and I thought I was going, and went to college, I thought I was going to law school, and that was the plan, and no one could tell me anything different. And now it's like I'm not in law school. So life is completely different. So not living in absolutes, it's okay when things change, plans change, and everything. I don't have to live in that space. So of absolutes. So yeah, never, what's the song? Never say never. And I hold true to that. Never say never, because you never know what's going to happen or what opportunity may present itself, or even just where the Lord's going to direct you. Because he's definitely have directed me completely different than what I knew or what I thought I knew years ago. So yeah, I try not to live in absolutes. That's definitely something I've learned to not to do. All right. So the last thing I would say that I've kind of learned in my last 31 years of life is find your people. Find the people who are going to go through life with you. Depending on the stages the seasons might be different of your life and who coming in and out. But like in each season, just find who your people are. And I say that because you may have a season where it's the best time, you're having the best time of your life, and you may have a season where it's the worst time of your life. In each season, you're going to need people to continue to cheer you on or to help lift you up. And so I'm learning that community is so essential going through life, in all aspects of life. Whether you're single, whether you're married, whether you are, working at a corporate job, or whether you're working in a ministry, like whatever it may be, like you need community to kind of get through life. There's a lot of stuff that's going on in this world that I won't spend the time to talk about here, but I know for a fact that I couldn't have gotten through some of this stuff is that without family and friends and just community at the end of the day, and hearing me complain about whatever it may be, or just giving me the space that I need to just kind of be, or just people who I enjoy being around and who can make me laugh, and also people that I can show up and be there for what they are for me. I can be there for them as well. And so get community, be around community. Definitely something I've learned. So definitely something I've probably hold true for a really, really long time now. But I think in my life and the life I've built around me, and what the Lord kind of blessed me with is like a really good foundation here in Memphis. And because I'm not near my family, I'm 3 hours away. So like having community here has been so essential for me thriving here at the end of the day. And so, which I've been here for some years now, and I've been in multiple seasons of life being here, and my friend groups have changed, or some of them have, I'm just not as close with anymore, or some that I'm very close with, that I've been close with since day one. And so it's just, yeah. So I don't want to ramble. At the end of the day, what I've definitely learned and come to learn, and one of the biggest things I've learned is that being around community is such a blessing, and being around people is such a blessing. And I want to definitely continue doing that as I navigate life. So those are the 5 things that I've learned. There's definitely more, but those are things that just kind of stuck out to me. I will say I probably was rambling a little bit because I do want to learn to not be in preparation so long. And I thought about, I need to write it down, and I do all these, I need to do this and I need to do that. And the reality is just turn on the camera and just start talking, and, edit what you don't want in there. Who knows if I'll just keep this in there. I probably will. But yeah, so I wanted to share that. It's a little bit different than what I typically do with vlogs, but I wanted to kind of have a little chat about just where life has been for me, or what I've been learning, a few things I've been learning for the last 31 years. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. I look forward to seeing just what the Lord's going to do in the however many more years that I have here. And I look forward to it. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy. I'm not going to say it's going to be hard. But I know that it's going to be okay, whatever however life kind of pans out for me. And I'm okay with that. I'm good. Just how I was okay to not do anything this weekend for my birthday. So thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Make sure you like and subscribe, and talk to you next time.